Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with end-to-end testing using Cypress framework. So for the first step, I will install the Cypress and we will set up things to run the end-to-end testing. We already have implemented Cypress end-to-end testing in the Client Connect project. So we are going to use same patterns and same techniques that we use there to create the end-to-end testing for DDBU project. So this is the project, the DDBU app, and I have started the Angular backend and MySQL to run it. So I will install the Cypress here shortly. So I will be installing Cypress, and I will also look at the current setup of the client connect. So we will looking at that and follow try to follow the same pattern, and maybe we can also copy some code if we need. So I recommend you all of you to look at this documentation as well whenever you have time. It has a lot of developer friendly documentation that you can follow easily. So like this, here you can follow how to install it in your operating system. Most of us are using Mac OS, so we can follow the Mac OS instructions. Okay, let me open the Client Connect project as well to show you that what we have done so far there as well. So all right. So this is the Client Connect project, and here you can see the e2e folder. Normally, when we install Angular project, Angular creates its own e2e folder with its own setup using protractor. But I have deleted all of the files of the e2e folder, and I have created my own file in the e2e folder. So e2e folder contains the Cypress setup. So in this case, I created a separate package.json file. I did not use this default package.json of the project, so I left it only for the main project. And for Cypress, I added the package.json and the Cypress folder for the source code. So let's install it step by step. Then let's see. So we should have at least Node.js 8 version or above than that. Then I will install it using this command. I closed this window mistakenly, so I have to start the servers again. Here I am starting the MySQL server. So we basically need these four terminals. I am going to name them. You can give a user-friendly name to your tabs for the terminals. Like at this time, these are not so helpful. These names are not so meaningful. So I'm going to rename them. For that, you can press Command Shift P. Command Shift P. Here, you can type the terminal rename, and I will set the name. It is for Angular. Backend, and this is for the MySQL. So I will add the name MySQL, and this is for the e2e. So now it's looking better and very user friendly. So let's look at this folder. This is the folder that was created by the Angular project, but I'm going to delete it entirely. We don't need it anymore because we are going to use the Cypress environment for that. So I'm going to create the e2e folder again, and here I will initialize the project. So I will do npm init. So now I will run this command. So you can see package.json has been created, but now I'm adding the dependencies for the Cypress. So there are multiple options you can use to install, but the most convenient option for me is npm. You could also use yarn or direct download as well. So after it is installed, you can open the Cypress control panel by using any of these three commands. You can either use the path of the node modules of Cypress, or you can use this. You can use npx or yarn, but I prefer npx for my purpose. It is very user convenient to use it, so I also recommend this if you use this one. After you run this command, it would open uh, UI like this. Here you will see all of the test in this way, and you can either run one test at a time, or you can run all of the tests together. As a node modules folder has been added, there are too many files, and we did not ignore this folder yet. We just ignore the folder node modules folder, which is available in the root directory. So we also have to ignore the node modules folder of the e2 folder as well. Otherwise, it is going to complain me that there are too many files. VS Code cannot keep track of them. So let me ignore that from the git ignore file. So like this, here I will add e2e node modules. Let me pull the latest changes from the backend. We can also add the script in the package.json, and then we can just regularly use this command to run. So they have provided plenty of options, and this is also very important thing that here you can, they also provided their environment variables that you can use as well. So there are plenty of information that you might want to study from this documentation. All right, now I'm going to run the migrate command. Okay, it's still downloading. Meanwhile, we will look at the folder structure of the client connect Cypress. So here we have a package.json, we have ts.config, and we have the example cypress.env.json. So yeah, so I created this file that would contain the email and password. So we these two variables would be available in the Cypress source code. We will look at this in detail in upcoming videos. So this is the Cypress.json. Here you can provide the basic configuration for Cypress, like you can specify that which height and width you want to use, and this is the project ID that would be used if you created an account on the Cypress. Then you will provide that project ID that you have created on the Cypress account here, and with the help of this you can also enable the feature that will record a video of the testing, and that would also upload to the Cypress website, and you can later go there and watch all of the recordings of your tests to see what happened if anything fails or gets success. So next thing is Cypress folder. Mm, so in the Cypress folders, there's a fixture folder, integrations, and plugins. You can create your custom plugins. There are many also other available plugins that you can use. This is screenshot folder. So while creating running the test, you can capture screenshots, and screenshots would be stored in this folder. And this is a support folder where you can store the helper functions or classes here for your project. So I basically created helper functions and classes here to use during working. So here there is another cypress.json that is not, I think, being used. Anyways, let's look at it. Okay, our Cypress project has been installed so far. Now let's look at the e2e folder. You can see okay, there is no folder for the Cypress yet. Maybe it will generate now. Npx cypress open. You will have to run this command, and this will open the Cypress as a UI. Okay, so after running this command, it has created the Cypress folder in our project, and it also created the sample files in this project so that we can uh, look at them and follow the same approach they have used. So we have currently support for four browsers so far. One is Electron, Chrome, Firefox, and Edge. So you can run any of them, but I mostly prefer Electron because Electron works very smoothly on Linux in on the Linux servers as well. during in the pipelines of the GitHub or Azure, uh, Microsoft Visual Studio team. So, but anyway, you can try any of these browsers. So these are the file structures they have created. These are the specs tests that they have written as example. You can run any of them one by one, or you can run all of them together, and you will see it will test them. So it is testing. You can just check it out and see how it works. So you can see it works very well. It tests everything, and if test is passed, it shows the tick mark. But if test is failed, then it will show the cross icon, and you can see it is saying that 14 test has been passed and nothing is failed yet. And another interesting feature of this Cypress is that if you click on this and if you hover your mouse over this, it will replay the actions for you. So you can watch that what was happened when this test ran. So you can see how it is working. So it replays the action for us. That is very cool feature, I think so, because that helps to debug the issues when you are testing or you face. Okay, so I'm going to close it for now, and let's look at the Cypress folder. So you can see that by default it created these four folders that we had in the Client Connect project as well. This is the integration uh, examples. Your main testing code will be stored in this folder, in the integration folder. So I recommend you to read the documentation as well to get the entire picture for you, because there are a lot of things you should study from there as well to get a full knowledge, because in this video I cannot give you everything 100%, but I will try to cover as much as I can. So that is why I recommend you, after finishing this course, I recommend you to read the documentation to see more more in detail about these folders. You will see a lot of things there, very interesting information. All right, so our main target is achieved. I wanted to install and set up the Cypress, and that is done. So now I will show you next steps in the next videos.